Hi, I'm Linda Deir. Welcome to Reflections on Guided. Guided is my true life story of how I mastered living in two worlds at the same time. This resulted in higher learning, influenced by my spirit guides and angels that provided powerful ways to solve life's problems while discovering who I was. Chapter 2. Torment brings my guides into focus. Like clockwork, just before my mother's daily beatings began, I ran away from home. I was 20 months old and deeply disappointed with the family situation, especially my mother. Like all of the mornings before, I knew what was in store for me that day. I ran away. Little did I know how this one action would not only bring me to my knees, but reunite me with my real family, my spirit guides and angels, making sense of everything going forward. My life was about to change forever. The day that I ran away, the nagging disappointment I felt about my mother turned into terror after the police officers who found me walking down the median of the expressway, looking for my dad, had brought me back home. That's how things were handled in the 1950s. There was no child protective services. So rather than these police officers seeing that something was wrong, this incident was passed off as a family matter. So after they brought me home and they left, my mom beat me into unconsciousness. Upon waking up on the floor in a puddle of water that I expect my mother doused me with in her attempt to revive me, I now felt completely out of options. In that deep despair, I tried one last thing. I cried out loud, asking for someone to help me, even though no one was physically there. Doing that instantly released my panic, and in that leap of faith moment, the pressure all fell away. Everything got quiet. Like a curtain opening, my spirit guides and angels appeared all around me. In that moment, I realized they had been there all along. They weren't strangers. They were familiar to me. Reflecting back, there were two things I did that allowed them to reach me in that desperate moment. First, my sincere intention when I asked for help. Second, I was instantly released from the emotional pressure that consumed me so they could finally reach me. This was the foundation upon which I would build this solid communication bridge to my guides throughout the rest of my life. Seeing behind this elusive curtain enabled me to break through the noise, drama, terror, the panic, fear, threats, hopelessness, and the lack of love so prevalent in this world. In an instant, I was transported into a calm and supportive place where nothing was loud and everything was easy to understand. I no longer felt frozen. In fact, everything that this world lacked was abundant on the other side of that curtain. No wonder I missed where I came from at just 20 months old. Where is the love? The love is where you came from before you got here. You brought the love with you. It's who you are. Even with your inherent amnesia, a consequence of coming into this world, the one thing you never forget and have always longed for is the love. That's why everyone wants it. And yet, when they have it, they don't want it. Why is that? It's because it's not their love. At 20 months old, I remembered this when formally meeting my guides for the very first time. I was relieved to know I was not alone, that someone was on my side, someone who loved me. Reflections on Guided is an addendum to my best-selling autobiography, Guided, winner of the 2017 Body, Mind, Spirit International Book Award. These reflections are answers to many questions received from the thousands of fans of my story. As I reflected back on what I wrote, even I was astounded by the revelations I experienced reliving my life again.